Happy Fragrant Friday, fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with the second attempt of a new review. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Happy Fragrant Friday to you. This is That Cologne Guy. I am Ben, and I have new content for you every single Friday about fragrance. And so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure that you turn on notifications, especially if you watch me on your phone. I'd like to quickly welcome all the new subscribers since last Friday yet again. We've had an absolute avalanche as I march towards 1,000 subscribers. So I really do appreciate all of your support. The thing I'll say too is it's kind of funny how life works. You'll have to excuse me for this episode. If my voice sounds raspy, it's because it is. Last night I had a brutal night of lack of sleep, and of course I kept waking up with a cold. And so I have here my cold medicine. I just finished some water to clear out my vocal cords for the second attempt at this review. Fingers crossed that it will work. But we have to pay homage to this wonderful fragrance. So I do apologize. I'm not going to edit as much as I usually do, and I won't add probably the sounds, the laughter, the booing. I enjoy that, and I will miss it. I just don't have the time. The second thing is I will be including, though, maps in this episode because that is vital to understanding this fragrance. So really, those are the three things. Wanted to welcome the new subscribers. Again, be patient with the cold. And then the third thing is, of course, I won't be doing as much editing. And this is my second attempt. So again, fingers crossed, it won't be a third attempt. So you've seen the title and you've seen the description. This is none other than Hindu Kush by Mancera. It's an EDP. You guys follow my channel, you know that I'm going through a Mancera sampler set, and I have one left to do after this week. I've really enjoyed the house. I think we've talked enough about Mancera itself, so check out my previous 3, 4, or 5 episodes if you'd like to know more about the house. It's not the most daring in the world as far as their scents and fragrances, but I really like their longevity a lot, and this one is no exception. I really tip my cap to projection and longevity from this house. It's been refreshing for me, actually. So let's get to the nomenclature. You guys, if you follow me, know that I love to talk about nomenclature, and this could actually be the most important part for this fragrance to understand, which is why I said I was going to include the maps. So notice this is called Hindu Kush. So Hindu, if you might have heard Hindi before with an I. So it's H-I-N-D-I, that's Hindi, and that refers to the language. Hindu refers to the person or the religion. And so this is Hindu with a U, Hindu Kush, and you might say, well, then what is Kush? The Kush Mountains are a mountain range that range from around Bhutan, which is it's Bhutan, and it always wins that like happiest nation in the world. You know how they put that list for like the happiest nations, and it's always Denmark, Paraguay, and Bhutan, and they always seem to kind of switch places on who gets the gold, silver, and bronze. I wonder what makes them happy, though. I always wonder how they measure that. Anyway, Bhutan is on that list, and the mountains are there as well, and then they stretch over the Indian subcontinent, and so they go over into Afghanistan. Why is that relevant? That is relevant for two reasons. Number one is the Kush Mountains on the Indian side, of course, would be, you guessed it, Hindu Kush. On the Afghani side, you also guessed it, they would be Afghani Kush. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that actually right now. So one of the things that comes up, this is a cannabis-based fragrance. It has a cannabis note in it. And many people are going to say that it does not. You know, they don't pick up any cannabis. And I think this is why you need to understand the name. So geographically, I've already covered it, but there's actually cannabis called Hindu Kush. And see, on the cannabis, and by the way, this is my limited understanding of this, and my second time saying it. So this is my limited understanding. So if you guys know more about cannabis, by all means, let me know. Here's what I think is happening. People, when they think of cannabis, they think of this strong excuse me, the strong pot note that they think when they see like ZZ Top in concert, right? I saw ZZ Top in 1999 and I still have pot in my hair follicles from that concert. No joke. That is a fact. Okay. I also saw about 3 years ago Opeth for the metalheads out there, and I still have like embossed in my skin. I have ingrained that pot smell that we've all come to either love or detest, depending on who you are. It's not my thing, but whatever floats your boat for those that like it. So we've all been to concerts where it's just the pot smell is reeking, and that's not the smell here. And so you need to be careful, because when people want to make this a pot smell and they'll say, I don't pick up any, I think they're not thinking of the name. So Hindu Kush, geographically again, will be the Indian side of the Kush Mountains. That's going to be relevant because the cannabis grown in that area is sweet and earthy, which is why when you look at cannabis online, like I just did before recording this episode, you can find actually marijuana or cannabis called Hindu Kush, which of course, you guessed it, is sweet and earthy. So this is not the skunky, powerful smell that you probably associate it with if you don't know a lot about cannabis like me. And then on the other side, on the Afghani side of the Kush Mountains, is where you get hashish. And that's where the smell will be more pungent and what you come to expect and associate, which is relevant because, oh yeah, you're thinking to yourself, he's gonna bust out a Black Afghano reference. Absolutely, my friends. So in the top right, you can see I'll put a card in the top right for you of my review on Black Afghano by Nazamato, which is a 2009 release. This is a 2018 release. It's an Amber Woody. I should have said that earlier. So 2009 Black Afghano is the more of the hashish smell to it, and not so much skunky though. It's not that. I just mean it's closer to what you would imagine it would smell like, and it's definitely for the bad boys, the hipsters, the man bun type stuff. This one here is not superfluous though if you already have Black Afghano. This is not a clone at all, not even close to it. This smells very differently from that one, and so Black Afghano is more again like the bad boy on the motorbike and the man bun and the beard, and then this one to me is more of like the clean cut guy Monday through Friday who kind of surprises people and gets on a Triumph on a Saturday morning and goes down and takes a day trip on his bike, right? He's not a bad boy. Ladies don't label him as a bad boy. It's almost like a midlife crisis, but he's easing into a cannabis note. That's my best approximation, and don't look at me like that. Okay, so that is what we're looking at. If you have Black Afghano by Nazamato, that is not superfluous. It's not. This isn't a clone. You could have both in your collection. I don't think it smells hardly anything like it. They both have incense and they both have cannabis, but it's a different type of cannabis, as I said. And then this one has guaiac wood, which you guys know I love. I'm a huge fan of guaiac wood. And then it also has white musk at the end in the base that brings it up almost in this kind of refreshing. I have to tell you, this is a very unique fragrance. It's a very unique fragrance, and I really enjoyed wearing it this week. So much so that I kept a little for the review, which I just, of course, put actual sprays on me, and I was so proud of myself. And then I had this little technical glitch. But I had 5 left. So now you know the rating. And I actually didn't wear it for 2 days, and I didn't do that because I wanted to save actual. That's how much I seared through this fragrance. So on those days, I wore Burberry Touch. That was my scent of the day. I really like Burberry Touch. You do too. You just won't admit it. It's a wonderful fragrance. People slam on it. I have no idea why they do that. It smells like marshmallows. Come on, it's a wonderful fragrance. Sit back and get ready for compliments. I think people are just jealous sometimes, to be honest with you. Burberry Touch is a fantastic fragrance. I love it. So I wore that for 2 days. I took a break only because I was burning through this like ultra fast. So that tells you how much I really like it. And let me just say really, really quickly, when it comes to the longevity, is off the charts. And so I will talk about that in just a second. But the main thing is, again, 2018 Amber Woody, it's similar, but it's definitely not a clone to Black Afghano. And you now know why it doesn't smell like the ZZ Top concert you attended. So that's the name. And then when it comes to longevity, sillage, and projection, again, you're going to get fantastic news for this house. I just love that about this. In fact, one day I went to a dog park and it was ultra windy. It was so windy we actually left because of the wind, right? I mean, we were practically blowing away. It was ridiculous. So I went to another event that night. And I thought, well, I'll just have to reapply, of course, because I've been outside a lot, and especially since it's been really, really windy, and it was at a dog park, and I couldn't believe it because even after 8 hours, this thing was going really, really strong. Many of that was spent outside. So I tip my cap to them when it comes to longevity. I know some people talked about like batches and stuff. I can't speak to that. I can just tell you in this sample, I got wonderful longevity, very impressive, and I was looking at 10 plus. Very happy with that. Sillage, again, coming in out of rooms, your scent bubble, your scent trail, your scent cloud, you're going to be getting compliments. People will notice you. And again, it's very unique and it's very original. And then I really like that. And so people will be curious. I have a feeling that the frag heads will ask you if it's an amouage. I personally feel like if somebody just sprayed this and I didn't know what it was, I would assume it was from amouage. It smells a lot like an amouage back in their salad days, in the heyday, back in the day, as they say. So all really good news abounds, and then it just gets better with projection. Projection is going to be about an arm length away for quite some time, about 6 hours, which is quite robust. So if you're going to wear this in closed door meetings at work, or if you're going to wear this for romantic, intimate encounters, I would say be very, very, very careful there about over applying, because this one definitely could clear out a room. So when it comes to age and gender, I'm going to go 66-34 as my split for gender, meaning I think as far as people who wear this, people who buy it, people who have it as their signature scent, who love it, I think you're going to see 66% men, and I think you're going to see 34% women. And of course, you guys asked me where that Cologne Guy app is on the Apple, and that's fine. Here is the app, and it's my hands. And here we go. Feminine, masculine, microphones, unisex. So we're looking right here on just in the unisex category, but peeking out towards masculine. So I think, again, more men will be wearing it, but a woman could pull this off, no doubt. I think it would smell wonderful on a woman's skin, and she could pull it off easily. I wouldn't call it like full-blown masculine. I do think it's a unisex, masculine-leaning fragrance. As far as age group, what I said last time in the first attempt was I don't see too many high schoolers and middle schools rocking this juice, so I think you're going to say I'm going to go 18 and up. It's not an old man scent, and it's also not like youthful either. Like you're walking around with like Under Armour t-shirts and Adidas shoes or something. I don't know. This is not going to mark you by age. It's more about the actual fragrance itself. So then when it comes to versatility, this one gets lower on the charts, and this is normally where I would boo myself. You want to boo me for saying that, but here's the thing. I'm not going to take off in my rating because it's not the most versatile fragrance in the world. It's just not. Would I wear this to a wedding? Probably not. I mean, would I wear Black Afghano to, a coworker's wedding out in July? I can't say that I would. Excuse me. But I don't take off points because they are quite original, and I really appreciate that. So if you like the smell itself, for you, it will be versatile. Maybe somebody who says, I actually would wear Black Afghano in in 90-degree weather in July to a formal social event. Well, good for you. And so to each his own. And then that just goes to show you how subjective all of this really is. I personally don't think it's very versatile in that sense. I would probably reserve it for concerts and things like that. That's just me personally. But I'm not going to take off points for for that, because I think it compensates with longevity. So one thing I think is it's not the most versatile thing in the world. It's not for the people who this isn't something you would see people buying for Father's Day, right? To like that dad out there that has like one fragrance, uses it, and then the next Father's Day gets a new bottle of something else. This is not for him, because this is for somebody who has a collection, absolutely, right? So that's the way I see it. It's not versatile, but I feel like that is offset by the off the charts longevity that I was very, very happy with. So there's nothing else really for me to do but then to give it a 5 out of 5, as I slipped earlier, a 5 out of 5, and I rating as far as this channel, I give sprays out of 5, and I don't do half sprays. Honestly, this would probably dance close to a 4.5, but I feel like if Black Afghano is a 5 out of 5, which it is, I feel like this is in the same realm as Black Afghano, and I love the fact that it has cannabis in it, yet is not at all a clone or a copy of Black Afghano. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So I really appreciate that about this fragrance. I thought about maybe a 4 out of 5 because it wasn't incredibly versatile, but like I said, the longevity and just the actual smell itself is fantastic for me. And so I went with a 5 out of 5 spray for this fragrance. I put 1 on each side of the neck, 1 on each wrist, and 1 on the back of the neck. So I'm actually kind of sad that you didn't see that, because I don't usually put 1 on the back of my neck. But 5 out of 5 sprays. I'm not going to do the faux sprays this time. Why not? Because you know what? I will do that for you. These are faux sprays. 5 out of 5 for this 2018 Amber Woody that has incense and cannabis, wink wink, but it's not a Black Afghano copy, because in comes guaiac wood to save the day, as always. And then it just gets better with the white musk toward the end and the base notes that bring out. So one thing I loved about this fragrance, right? I think it's the only one that's ever done that, is when I first took it out and smelled it, I thought this is going to be a fragrance I'm going to love. But for the first 10 or 15 minutes, it has on my skin, this is going to sound random, but it does, a very strong fish market smell. Very strong fish market smell. And I thought, ew, I don't know if this is going to work for me at all. But then after that, that smell dissipated, and all the base and the mid notes really rise. And then you get this just succulent, sublime aroma. And so I like that about this fragrance. It's the only one that has done that for me, where I loved it, thought I would love it at least. Then at 10 or 15 minutes, really unsure, a fish market, we're going to go that route, I'm not digging it. And then all of a sudden it rode on to higher ground. So I really like it. It's incredibly original, and it's a wonderful release. 5 out of 5, and I'm going to go 1 on each wrist, 1 on each side of the neck, and of course, because only for my Patreon subscribers, on the back of the neck. Boom. 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 And boom. All right, there you have it. Another review by the boards. Fingers crossed. I really hope this attempt works. I will be back next week with a clear voice. I really appreciate all of your support. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Happy Fragrant Friday. Whoop. Happy Fragrant Friday. Happy Fragrant Friday. Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. You know, you have seen the title and the subscription, so subscription? Okay, subscription. On those days I wore blueberry 1, 2, 3. So